The audit report pack in Business Objects looks at the audit and audit archive data tables in iTrent. The standard setup in iTrent is that you set up which screens or which actions in the system you want to be audited, and iTrent keeps a record of those, whether it's a new record, a deleted record, or an amended one to say it used to be this and it got changed to this. After however many days that you've specified, that data gets transferred over to the audit archive table and kept there for that long. And once it's been out of the audit archive table, it's then removed. But putting those two together, you can have, say, up to 3 or 6 months worth of changes in iTrent at your disposal. And this pack interrogates both of those places. For each of those, if it's a new record, we'll see who input is and what data they've put in. If it's a deleted record, we'll see what they got rid of. Or for an amended record, we'll see the before and after picture so we can compare what it was and then what they've changed it to. And for any of those, we'll see who it was that did that change, what date and time they did it, and the iTrent employee they made that change against, so that we can use this pack to have a look at anything that's happened in iTrent and see when it changed and who changed it. Now, because there are so many screens in iTrent, this is a very big report. And unlike some of the other analytics report packs, which have all sorts of drill downs and other things, this is a very functional report, but very, very useful. So if we have a specific screen that we want to have a look at, say I want to see changes in salary details, for example, there'll be a screen for that in here, and I can navigate to that tab, and it will tell me for the date range that I've specified what has changed. So I can see in here I have an amended record, and it's highlighted the record there as well to say this was what it used to be, and it has been changed by this iTrent user against this employee on this date and time. And then I can see that's what it used to be, and this is what it was. So we had an end date put against this rate of pay, and they've processed a new rate of pay with the effective date here. So you can see we can track through the changes that have happened. If I drop this list down, we can see there's all manner of different screens that are being interrogated here. So whether it's personal details, address details, contact details, visas, driving licenses, and so on, all related to a person in the system. Underneath there, we have organizational changes. So whether it's contractual hours, FTE hours, the category basis, type, salary or pay scales, their permanent elements or their temporary input elements and working patterns, any bank detail changes that have been input in iTrent itself. And then further south of there, we have some absence details. So they're broken down by the type of absence, whether it's holiday, sickness, maternity, paternity, share parental. And then down here, we have some employee self-service changes. So we had the bank details changes for ones that had happened in iTrent itself. We have one in ESS, so we can see where the employee has changed it themselves or where they've changed their own details, and we can see what changes they have done. A couple of screens at the bottom here to look at session audits, so we can keep track of what's been happening in iTrent, so we can have a look at who's been logging in, logging out, who's had their password changed, and so on. Or if we want to look at what sort of profiles are getting used, we have that summarized in here, so we can see these are all the times people have logged in, logged out, and which profiles are being used. We can do a bit of spring cleaning with that if we need to and see which profiles do we not need anymore, or if there are ones you recognize that shouldn't be in existing anymore, then we can have a look and change those details in iTrent. Now, because there are so many changes that we have in here, we have a nice summary table at the front as well. So we can see between the date range that we have specified which changes have taken place. So we can see in here we've had several absence detail changes, we've had some salary detail changes and sickness absences. We can look over here and see which iTrent users are making these changes in the system. So which of our administrative users are the busiest and what are they doing? Then a couple of other summaries to look at sort of any new starters and which type of new starters are putting in, and when we're putting in temporary elements, which ones get put in. So that we can see when these changes happen, they're broken down by the dates and times that they've happened in here. So if we look at data for a whole month, we can see a time scale of when do things tend to change in iTrent. And then on the All Changes tab, this lists everything that has changed in one big list. So we can use this and use the input controls up at the top so we can filter by either a type of change or by a specific user. So say I need to see all the changes made by Joe Bloggs. Or if we're looking for an employee, we can say I need to see all the things that have changed against this employee's record in this data table. So if we don't want to look at a specific type of change, we can use that tab to look at a specific employee and say, show me everything that's changed against this employee's record and who did it. And if it's a new record, just show me who put it in. If it's an amended record, show me who did it and what it was before and what it was afterwards. Really, really useful information to have at your disposal for all manner of different things that you'll need to see. Once it's installed, if you have any issues or you need any help with it, you can contact the MHR Service Desk and somebody from the analytics team will get back to you.